First at 5, Providence police are working to get to the bottom of a mystery involving a burning house and a body. And we've been tracking this investigation all day long since it was first breaking on Eyewitness News this morning when firefighters found a man dead in the vacant Linwood Avenue home. We've learned this was the second fire at this house in the last few months. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright is live in Providence with the latest developments tonight.
The house is still standing, but it's badly damaged, and officials say it'll have to be torn down. This house was already slated for demolition because, according to a spokesperson for the mayor's office, building inspectors had deemed it unsafe, though it's unclear exactly why. Arson investigators using drones to survey the damage of a deadly fire that gutted this vacant three-story house on the west side of Providence.
I feel very terrible about the person that got killed.
Firefighters found the victim's badly burned body on the second floor. Investigators believe he was homeless. They're looking into his cause of death.
We know very little about him. They're still trying to identify the victim.
Firefighters responded to the Linwood Avenue house around 2 o'clock Wednesday morning. Flames were shooting through the roof, and neighbors were evacuated as a precaution.
They kicked us out. They say, "Oh, it's got to get out."
It took 90 minutes to get the fire under control. Investigators now trying to figure out what started it.
Both the Providence Fire Department Arson Squad and the Providence Police have a joint investigation.
The house is a neighborhood trouble spot, a foreclosed property owned by a bank. A spokesperson for the mayor's office says the city contacted the bank on April 22nd, saying the house needs to be demolished because it's unsafe. The bank had 30 days to respond, or else the city was planning to demolish it and forward the bill. This is the second fire at this house in the last 4 months. Coming up new at 6, more on neighborhood frustration that this house had become a haven for the homeless. Live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.
As investigators look into what caused this early morning fire right here, they're also trying to identify a man whose body was found at the scene. New at 6 tonight, neighbors are frustrated as today's fire was the second at the vacant home in 4 months. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright is live with more details.
Investigators don't know who the victim is, but they believe he was homeless. Neighbors say they've been complaining for quite some time that this vacant house that caught fire here is a haven for the homeless people who are looking for shelter from the cold. While this three-story house was burning early Wednesday morning, firefighters went looking for survivors. That's when they found a man's badly burned body on the second floor.
We've had several vacant house fires in the city.
Back in January, the same Linwood Avenue house caught fire, and officials say squatters who were using electricity illegally were to blame.
It's sad because like I said, we tried to get some kind of help in the community.
Damian Jackson and his fiance live right next to the vacant house.
I wake up at 3 o'clock, there's people crossing back and forth, prostitutes, drug dealers, drunk people. My 4-year-old's seeing all of this. We've called the cops numerous times and they keep telling us, "Oh no, there's no one there."
A spokesperson for the mayor's office says the city doesn't have any records of complaints about this property, but the city is working to tear down 100 blighted homes every year. In fact, this foreclosed property was slated for demolition. Building inspectors deemed it unsafe, and the city told the bank to tear it down.
The bank should be held more accountable for their actions. It is their property.
Back here live, officials say the house still has to be torn down because of all the damage. Investigators are trying to figure out the cause of the fire and the victim's identity. Live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.